Hi, today we have a guest from India. His name is Avi. He lives and studies at an Italian university. This year he plans to graduate from university. And in addition, he has created connections in the culture of Indian and Estonian people. Towards the end of last year, he came to Saue Youth Center as a foreign volunteer. And his hobbies are yoga and cooking Indian cuisine. Tell me, what projects have you done in general?
Talking about my projects, usually I do Erasmus projects, European projects related to young people. So these are called youth exchanges. Not many people know about it, especially people that have just finished their high school. So now when you get to college, then you are introduced to more such projects. But those projects that I usually do are related to mental health, related to personal development, like leadership. And but apart from youth exchanges, I've also done training courses. These are for adults, so like people who are, let's say, above 18 to around 40 45 years of age. They're also related to leadership, different kind of personal development projects. And I've also done capacity building projects and projects which are related to business. So they're not related to just one person, but like corporates, like companies
Okay.
in general. Yes.
Okay. How do you like working with young people in here?
Well, so far I've enjoyed my time here. It's really good working with young people because I think that's my expertise. Well, when it's like they're too young, then it's a bit different for me because my expertise when it comes to working with young people are who are above, let's say, 14 or 15, because then I get to enjoy my work. I get to explain them some things that are more important for life. But if you work with the kids who are, let's say, 7, 8, or 9, or 10, then usually you just play with them because there is nothing much to do.
Okay. But do you see working yourself like here?
How do I see?
Like, no, like, do you see yourself working here like in a few years?
That's something that I've been really thinking about because I will be finishing my volunteering in around 4 months, 5 months around. It's end of August. I'm done from here, and I'm thinking, right, because if I'm staying in Estonia, it's a beautiful country and I like it. Then I'll have to see what else apart from volunteering that I can do to stay in Estonia. And I've been working on building my organization here in
Mm.
to work with young people apart from the youth center. So if that happens, then I'm staying in Estonia for a bit longer. If that doesn't happen, then I get back to Italy.
Okay. But what do you like about Estonia and what do you also not like about Estonia?
I'll talk about what I like because there are many things to hate about a country. If you start talking about things that I don't like, then perhaps there is always negative things in every country you go. But the fact that I like about Estonia is it's very different from how India is, or it's very different from how Mediterranean countries like France, Italy, with regard to climate, with regard to people, the architect, everything. So I enjoy this country. It's a very tiny country, also not many people, and I don't like it when it's super, super crowded.
Okay. How did you end up in Italy if you are from India?
That's an interesting question. So, growing up, I had seen Italy as like a country where a lot of people go for summer vacation. There are so many movies about Italy. And there's this movie that I watched. It says, Call Me By Your Name. I don't know if you have watched this movie.
I haven't
No, but
actually.
it's a beautiful movie. I was very fascinated by the background and everything that happened in the movie. Like Italian summertime. It's really different from India. And I applied for a university for master's degree. I only came to study. I did not come to Italy to work, but I came to study.
Okay. Where and what are you currently studying?
I'm studying in University of Bologna, and my master degree is protection of human rights and international cooperation.
Okay.
Something related to economics and something related to international relations.
Okay. I said at the beginning that your hobby or interest is cooking Indian cuisine, but what Indian food is your favorite?
I like biryani. It's something that I cannot resist whenever I get to see an Indian restaurant, I always go to eat biryani. It's a combination of rice, combination of a lot of spices and chicken all together marinated and cooked for a pretty long time. It takes like 1.5 hours to actually cook them. So I like
Okay.
it. Yeah.
I have a question about raita.
Raita.
Raita, yes. How is it made and what is it?
Raita, it's great because it's related with biryani. So if you eat biryani, it's like a cider. You have to have
Okay.
raita. It's made with yogurt, and then you have to slice cucumber like in very tiny pieces, and then put spices. So it's gonna be cumin powder. It's gonna be something. This something that you can only find it in India. It's called garam masala. It's different kind of spice. You put them all together with chili powder and salt, and then it's done.
Okay, but coming back to the projects, what to keep in mind when you are starting to write the project?
So there are three things that usually goes into project idea. So the need, why do you want to do a project? So let's say if I'm talking about mental health, I'm talking about, let's say, a project. I'm taking you back to a project that was approved in Turkey. I'm going to do it in May, in a month. And it was about social isolation and loneliness amongst young people. So there are a lot of young people, especially at this time, who are lonely because of COVID or different kind of situation. They're not able to make friends. So I'm trying to help them. The problem I see there is, what is the need? So the need is that if young people are lonely, if young people are not able to connect with their friends in the community, then it's also affecting the community because they're just staying home doing nothing, and it's impacting the overall growth of the community. So that is the need. How am I going to do it? So you have to write the ways, what are you going to achieve? So you have to write the objective. Yes, there is a need, but how are you going to fulfill those needs? Second is objective, and third, what happens after? So the impact. Three things you have to consider when you write a project. Yeah.
Okay, but can you tell us a little bit more where you came to the topic of yoga?
Yoga usually, like it was originated in India. It's part of my culture, something that I had seen growing up. If you have studied in India, usually in schools, it's a mandatory thing that you have to do before starting your, let's say, lessons. So every morning when you go to school, you have to have yoga and meditation. That's mandatory, like 15 minutes, 20 minutes yoga, and then you go to do your lessons. So that's how I started yoga early. I'll be honest, I didn't like yoga in the beginning. When I was a child, when you're a child and your teacher tells you, do this and do this, nobody likes it. And I was the same, and I didn't enjoy it much. But now it has become part of my daily life, and I really enjoy because it's helping me, So
Okay, what are most famous attractions in India that you recommend going to?
I think it's a very big country, and there are 30 states. There are many places to see, so it will be really hard for me to just recommend a few. I would say that to avoid bigger cities because it's very chaotic, and there's nothing that you potentially would enjoy. I mean, there are things, but if you go from a country which is not so populated, if you land in a city called Bombay, or if you land in a city called New Delhi, which is the capital, you find 10 million people in just one city, and that's so huge. And many people get really scared of seeing so many people, right? So I would suggest to actually visit small states, like small places. There are many beautiful things to see, and I will talk about a quote that is coming from Mahatma Gandhi. Have you heard of Gandhi?
No.
He's one of the freedom fighters from India, and because of him, we got the independence from Britishers because we were colonized. And he said that if you have to know the country, you have to go to the countryside. So that's how I would say that if you ever go to India, go to the countryside to know
Okay.
how it is.
What are your strengths?
My strength is my family. My strength is my friends. Of few, I don't have actually many friends, but after traveling to this many countries, I'm really blessed to have a handful of really good people, loving people, caring people. So I feel like I get a lot of strength by them, by knowing that I have a family that actually loves me, cares about me, and so it makes me feel really good, yeah, to think of
Okay.
them.
Do you have any friends in Estonia already?
I have made friends in Sawe. Two of them actually. I don't get to see them very often because they have to go to school. Usually, yeah. But yeah, in Tallinn, I have international friends that I have met. You know, someone from Spain, someone from Italy, someone from Georgia. All this. So yeah.
Okay. Are you willing to show one yoga exercise?
Yoga exercise.
Yes.
I'm not in a perfect. Usually, I like to do yoga with breathing technique, and it's the way you could regulate your breathing pattern, because it has a lot to do with how you feel. So if you breathe properly, then it's gonna calm you down. It's gonna regulate your emotions. And I'll tell you a hack, and I tell this to people when they are doing yoga with me for the very first time, is that there are these things. So one side of your brain is male side, male, it's called male brain. The other side of the brain is called female. So it's divided into half, and it's connected like this. So for example, your right side of brain is a female brain. So this is where the emotional things happen. So you get emotional, you get sad, you get it makes you feel like you want to cry and other stuff. And the other side of brain, where the reasoning part happens, where you find the logic, like why, how, and what is it. The male side of the brain is that makes you feel like, that gives you reason. Sometimes you feel angry, sometimes you feel different kind of stuff. So it's connected like this. So it's connected. So if you're, let's say, for example, right side of your brain is male, then left side of your body is male. If right side of your brain is female, then the right side of your body is female. Like it's like interconnected. And the way you breathe is the way you give power to that side of the brain. It's very something that not many people know about. So it's called anulom vilom. It's a breathing technique. Is that you have to close one side of your nose and breathe 3 times from only one side, then close the other side, breathe 3 times like this, and then in the other step you will breathe from this side and breathe out from this side. So you do have to do 3 times again from both sides. It makes you feel really good, you feel really relaxed. So if you want to try it, yes, go ahead.
Okay. Have you previously been on an Erasmus?
I have always been in Erasmus. So usually when I do my projects, I have to go from one country to another. I haven't done Erasmus project as a participant. Sorry, as a participant myself, many, but I organize. So I'm the trainer. I'm the owner of the organization who does all the stuff. But as a participant, yeah, I did a few. My first was in Bulgaria. I went to a village, a very small village, and I spent 10 days in that village. It was my very first, let's say, Erasmus project, and also trip to different country other than Italy and France. I enjoyed it. So yeah, when you talk about my own Erasmus experience, it takes me back to Bulgaria.
Okay, I'll ask some out of context questions. Either a cold winter vacation in Finland or a warm 3-month stay in France.
Ooh la la. Okay. You gave it 2 options, right? One, either winter in Finland or warm summer in France.
Yes,
Yeah,
basically, yeah.
I feel like both of them have their own beauty, and I would not like to miss either of them. So I would spend winter in Finland and summer in France. But I'll tell you why it's very, very different. Finland has its own beauty, especially for winter. I am very excited and very fascinated by the northern lights. So like when I think of Finland, when I think of Norway and all these countries, the winter is very beautiful there. Like also the Christmas time and everything, it's very glittery. It's very different from our country. So I would tell you this, that I will spend my winter in Finland and I will come back to France for the summer.
Okay. What movies have you watched lately?
Recently, I watched a movie. It's called Fleabag. It's not a movie; it's a series. Fleabag. Yeah. It's very famous, but that has impacted me in some ways. It's a very different story of a girl that lives in London, and it's her life, her life story. Yep.
Okay.
I won't give you a spoiler. So.
Okay, but do you prefer like horror movies or
No horror. No. I am
comedian
really,
or
really scared of horror movies. Like really, my sister used to watch a lot of horror movies, and when I was in India, she would press me to actually watch horror movies with her, and I'm very, very scared of this because I have done it myself. I watched horror movies and I couldn't sleep for the next 1 month, and I was like, I'm not doing it again. Yeah. My genres are mostly I enjoy watching comedy, rom-com, romance, because Italy and France, it's all
yeah.
about romance and love.
Okay, but do you think pineapple goes on pizza?
Pineapple goes on
Yeah.
pizza.
Do you think?
Well, if you have to go on a war with Italy, then you put pineapple on pizza. But I wouldn't suggest it. I'll tell you a fact. A lot many people talk about putting pineapple on pizza, and there is a whole lot of debate. Italian people get really angry when you talk about messing up their pizza or pasta. I've never tried pineapple on pizza, but now when you say it, I'll give it a try and I'll see
Okay.
how it works. But it's public, and my Italian friends should not be knowing that I put pineapple on pizza.
Okay. What did you take away from the COVID pandemic?
Life lesson, actually. A lot of things came out of COVID. It impacted me personally because I myself was infected by COVID twice. My whole family, my brother and my dad, were infected by COVID. One thing that COVID made me realize is that we've got a very short life. We talk about, that I'll do it tomorrow and I'll go there tomorrow, and yeah, we have time and all this stuff. But when you really think of the COVID, we lost people like this. We never had the chance to talk with people again. People that I wanted to meet and say that I was thinking about you, or I love you, and many other things like that. Show love and care. We never got the chance to tell those people because of COVID. And it just makes me realize that if you really want to say something to someone, if you want to show love, if you want to show care, your family, your friends, to anybody, just tell them, because there is perhaps no tomorrow, right?
Yeah. Okay. Can you tell me what your usual day looks like?
My usual day starts 5:30 in the morning.
Wow.
I'm early bird. Yeah. So I get up very, very morning. Early morning. It starts at 5:30. I rush to washroom, and I'm done with everything with shower by 6:30 maximum, 1 hour, and then I do usually journaling. I like writing in the morning. All things that I'm actually grateful about, and makes me feel good, and makes me feel that there are so many things in life that I have to live for. Then I get on my personal work. This is what I do. So I usually avoid using digital devices for the next 2.5 hours. Try doing my own work, cook breakfast and stuff. My day starts from, let's say, 8:30 or something like that, and do my personal work, and by 11 or something, it already feels like I'm done with most of my work and I have extra day to live. After 11 is something that I do my office work and stuff like that. Get done with work, have lunch around, let's say, 2:30, go home 5. Well, usually here I'm not getting to go home until, let's say, 8 9, because I enjoy working, and these days I have a lot to do. So I usually go home around 8:30, have dinner. 9:30 I throw my phone, I go to bed. After 9:30 there's nothing. I switch off my phone and I sleep at 9:30, no matter whatever happens. The world goes upside down, there is earthquake, I don't care. I just go to bed 9:30. Yeah.
Okay. What is one thing you like most about yourself?
I would say I'm a kind person. I like showing kindness to people, because I feel like there are a lot of people suffering. There are a lot of people have troubles in life. And by just being nice to them, by just being kind, it doesn't take me extra work. It doesn't require money to be kind. It doesn't require nothing. This is something that you can give to people. It's called service. Being kind, being nice is, I feel like, one of my strengths, and it has impact, because a lot of people tell me, Avi, you're so nice, and I think that I'm not being too extra. I'm just being a normal person. No.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. But what is one thing you like most about this youth center?
We have a lot of resources here. Everything that you require to harness your skill, we have it here. If you want to play, you have this big hall. You want to do sports, you have younger people here you could play with. If you want to do, let's say, cooking classes, harness other your artistic skills, we have the artistic, facilities here. All the resources, I feel like, you have studio, podcast, everything here. And I feel like a lot of youth centers in Estonia may not have this kind of facilities, the one that we have in Subway. So for that thing, I'm really, really happy that I ended up in Subway, not going to other place. I feel like, yeah, I'm really good in Subway.
Okay, for the last question, you know a little bit Italian, right?
Okay, that's something that a lot of my Italian friends are angry about. From from me, they say that you've lived in Italy for about 3 years now, so you should be speaking Italian, right? But there was the problem with that was most of the time I was away from Italy because of my project, and I was away for months. I would come to Italy, only stay at home for 2-3 days, and then I again travel to another country. So that did not give me too much time to actually learn the language. So I can understand Italian, but when it comes to speaking part, I have troubles, formulating sentences. But when you speak Italian, I can understand.
Okay.
I can understand.
Do you know how to say, for example, you're beautiful in Italian?
Beautiful is bella, that I know. I don't know how to say it. You're beautiful. Yeah, I can say this. Life is beautiful. We say la vita è bella. That means life is beautiful. There's also a movie, La Vita è Bella, you can watch.
Okay, I think that is it. We have a gift for you.
Thank you.
We have socks and some clothes.
I like the combination. It's yellow and black is my favorite. So yeah, thank you so much for having me, Ali. I enjoyed talking with you.
Yeah, thank you for coming. We will see you in the next podcast.